Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. This show is business, real estate, events, investing, anything you do with money, insurance. We talk about all kinds of topics that have to do with you spending money, with you keeping money, keeping what's yours, and maybe spending a little less. We've asked an expert on all these topics to come onto our show. Welcome, Brian Christopher Murphy. Brian, welcome.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Good. We're in Central California here. Where are you?
I'm in Vicksburg, Mississippi. It's about west central Mississippi, right on the river on I-20, about 3 hours from the coast.
I guess the principles are the same whether you're in Mississippi or in California about investing, spending, keeping hold of your money, putting it in the right place.
Yeah, pretty much. I know your tax rates out there in California are a lot higher.
Yeah.
California and New York. But yeah, the principles are all the same, and of course California's got really a interesting market because it seems like a lot of people are leaving California. They're going to Texas. Why Texas? I'm not sure, but I know the exodus from the state is not such that you're seeing a negative. Yeah, a lot of people are leaving, but it's not like the state's draining. The numbers are not dropping that significantly, and there are always people moving to California as well. So.
Well, I think Elon Musk might be moving out of California or moving his companies to Texas or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard about that. He's building a new gigafactory. I'm not sure if they're going to build cars there or if that's his new factory for robots.
Huh.
There's supposed to be robots available coming out for like $10,000 to $20,000, kind of for at-home use, or I'm not sure what I would use one for, but, they're coming out on the market in a few years. And, that may be something, a good early-in investor for somebody that's got a nice nest egg and that wants to put some money somewhere. I know previously we talked about not putting your money in the bank. You want to put it somewhere where you're hedged against inflation, because interest rates the prime going to zero really kind of threw savers under the bus.
Right. No incentive to save anymore.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say, don't save, but just make sure your interest rate that you're getting from your account is at or better than, where inflation is. Last I looked, it was at 2.9, but interest rates were still, I think, around 0.25%, maybe 1%. I haven't looked at my interest-bearing accounts to see what they're getting, but yeah, you want to be hedged against inflation. Otherwise, money in the bank is losing money. But I always advise people, you can put money in CDs and bonds and things that are safe, but then you're locking your capital up for a number of years. So that's more long-term investing. Oh, they do have, 5-year bonds, 1-year bonds, but it should be in something where you're hedged against inflation.
Yeah.
And preferably put it into something where you're actually growing your money.
Yeah, what about something like gold?
Gold's a way to make for a great investment. Gold, silver, any kind of precious gems, precious metals. I advise those not so much a way to invest and make money, but if you want to park some money. If you want it to hold its value, then gold and silver are a good place to put it. The gold, silver prices, there's other metals you can buy into. And actually a way to avoid all the high fees and buying gold is, if you've got that kind of money, is buy a contract for physical gold. And then you can actually take possession of it if you want, and they can put it in a vault for you.
Yeah, that's nice.
But technically, if you were to buy the contract, make some money then, and then sell it before the contract becomes due and it's delivered.
So you never have to take possession.
Then you avoid all the fees that are associated with investing in gold.
What about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin I've seen going up and down quite a bit, like as much as 5% in a day.
Hmm.
Which 5%. If you got quite a bit,
Yeah.
you could be making a little. You can day trade Bitcoin and other things as well, but the amount of money you would have to put into play to really see any
Yeah.
kind of daily returns as far as day trading would have to be a significant amount. And then there's always that risk that, with the volatility in the digital coin markets, you could lose a lot of money really quick as well.
I heard Robert Kennedy, running for president, said he's going to go, take the money from the United States Treasury and go all into Bitcoin. And I heard Donald Trump say something like that as well. Do we see that affecting the value or strengthening the product?
Yeah, because I believe that what will happen, should they do that, and essentially Bitcoin would then effectively have the backing of the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to spur a lot of interest and likely shoot it higher. So,
Yeah.
if you see that as potential investment, then you're going to want to get in before they make that announcement. Because
Yeah.
once they do, the price is going to shoot up. So,
Yeah.
you might make a small investment. I would not invest
Yeah.
anything that you couldn't afford to lose, kind of like going to the casino. But, that if you believe, that's going to happen, if they do end up doing that, then, that could end up being a good opportunity to get in, make some good money, and then pull back out. But just keep a very close eye on it. Lose money.
By the way, I tried the casino the other day as a way of investing, and it did not pay off at all. So,
no, that's kind of more what we call around here in the South redneck retirement planning. I think you're going there. You might have better odds there for redemption and salvation than you may have elsewhere. But again, it's a crapshoot, literally.
Literally a crapshoot. Funny though, every single friend of mine, when they come back for the casino, they told me how much they win. So it seems like nobody ever loses but me. So.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like going fishing. They always tell you about how much money they won. They don't tell you how much money they lost
They
before
lost,
they
yeah.
had that win.
That's right.
So maybe they won 5,000, but they actually were down, 5,500 at the time. So the winnings were really only 500.
So talk about putting money.
Like 50 stories.
Talk about putting money to hedge against inflation. A simple bank account is not good for that. I guess real estate. Would you say real estate is still a good bet for hedging against inflation?
Well, they do have RE. What do they call them? REIs or REFTs or somewhere.
Yeah.
Real estate REITs.
Right,
Real estate
REITs,
investment trusts that you can invest in to where it's more of a crowdfunding approach to where it's not just your money. A lot of other people in it too. There are real estate trusts you can invest in where more or less you're going in with a big group of other people.
Right.
So you can invest in things like commercial and industrial properties and, because let's say you don't have the money to buy a manufacturing complex, but the group does. And you can kind of look at what are they investing in, whether it's apartments, it's residential, it's commercial, it's industrial, and you kind of get in on it, without having to lay out a lot of capital. And then, of course, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Some diversification is good. Actually, when COVID hit and that big dip happened, my advice to people was, buy the dip, watch it. Don't sell off, but if anything, watch the dip. If you feel like it's about down, buy some more and then watch it pop, because it popped right back up.
Right.
It's just that initial shock, because it shut everything down. My primary background is supply chain transportation logistics. You can't just shut supply chains down and think you're going to start them right back up again.
Now,
but that was a good time to buy the dip.
Right before we went on the air, I looked at your website, and we had the web address on the screen here. But then I went to your YouTube channel. I found that very interesting as well. There's a lot of stuff on there. Some clips of you on different shows.
Yeah, I'm guesting. I've been doing guest spots. You know, that PAR interview, it started out just an initial interview because Power Race Radio is out of the UK. And of course, the UK is, you know, the Commonwealth is 94 different countries.
Yeah.
And they're primarily radio, but they have a video presence as well. That's actually turned into a regular recurring spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I do talk a lot about what my background is and different companies I own and invested in, and you know, kind of what I do, but also giving people investing advice. And you know, it's an international audience,
Yeah.
you know, so I'm not real concise in my answers, and I do offer people the opportunity to consult with me one-on-one. Of course, first consultation is free, and I'd love to come and speak at different events and give keynotes, and I have a passion for speaking and inspiring people, and you know, and you can see in those PAR interviews that, you know, I spread a message of unity and creating synergy, people cooperating, working together, making the world a better place. And I do a lot of charity and philanthropic work. You know, probably my favorite, I'm patron to the Wounded Warrior Project, which is all about helping service disabled veterans and their families, and as well as a few other charities like Ronald McDonald House and prevention of abuse of children and animals is also something near and dear to my heart.
Now, did I hear you're going to start your own show or a more regular presence?
Yep, I actually have my own show that's going to be coming out on To Inspire TV and Motivation and Success TV on their streaming platforms, with additional exposure on Roku TV, Apple TV. Should be available in the channel stores on like Roku, Fire Stick. You know, those, we just began production, so I don't have a launch date. And the working title right now is How Can I Help?
Very good. Very good.
So, well, you know, I'm excited about that. Is just, you know, because I've shifted from doing to teaching and mentoring, consulting, speaking, you know, because I've made my money at 58. Now I want to help other people make their money and, you know, make their dream life come through. Because it's really, to me, just a 1, 2, 3 process. You know, the hardest part is figuring out what you want. But once you figure that out, you know, house, car, clothes, lifestyle, well, go out and pick out what you want and then get it and pay for it. And I kind of walk you through the process, and then we'll get into that in the show, you know, how to find it, where to get it, how to pay for it.
Right. I've been interested in watching some of your videos on how to get into a house, how to get the interest rate, buying cars. You have information out there on that. A lot of ways people should look at a little differently when they're approaching these things.
Yeah, I'm really just kind of getting the channel going, but those 3 interviews, plus I've got these spots on there, and you know, I'm adding more as I have time to really. I want to, you know, give people an actionable blueprint on how they can take the steps necessary to get out there and get the life of their dreams, you know, and you know, live the American dream. But like I say, starting with home, car, job, passive income, which for those who don't know, passive income is making money that does not require you to work.
Yep.
You know, like you're retired and you have Social Security or 401k or a pension. That's passive income.
Yep. Best kind, by the way. My favorite kind. Brian, we're way past time. They signaled me to get off. I can't stop talking to you. You're too interesting. But give us one last thought on spending money, what young people should do with their money, how they should hold on to it. Should they spend it all? Should they save it? What should they do?
Well, typically, you know, you're going to, my advice is start out. There's 2 books I recommend, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Begin your investing journeys there, because that's where I started mine.
Nice.
Those two books will really open your eyes quite a bit. And then also look at, buying a home, buying a business with no money down, because there's ways to do it, without, having to spend a lot of money up front. There's low interest loans for veterans, for minorities, for women business, so there's boatloads of opportunities. Whatever you want to do, the money is out there. It's like I had a banker tell me one time, as long as the deal just makes sense and your credit's good, you'll get the money.
You'll get it, yeah. You'll figure it out. Brian, you're kind of inspirational, because you're not just saying it, you've done it, and now you're helping other people do it, and we're looking forward to having you on our show more, and I'm anxious to watch your show on Roku. I have all those platforms you mentioned, so I'll be able to watch it. So thank you, Brian, and hopefully we'll have you back in the next couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, because see, one of the things my parents taught me is if you want to learn something, talk to the people who are doing it.
Some people already know the answers. You don't have to figure them out yourself, right?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And what was the other?
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
All right. For our viewers, stick around. This has been Brian Christopher Murphy. Go to his web address, check out his YouTube channel, and we'll be back with more authors right after this.